Chapter 7. Christian arrives at the Wicket-Gate. So after a while, Christian arrived at the Wicket-Gate. Now over the gate there was written, "Knock, and it shall be opened unto you." Therefore he knocked more than once or twice, while saying, "May I now enter here, while he within? Open to me, though I have been an undeserving rebel. Then shall I not fail to sing his lasting praise on high." At last there came to the gate a grave or dignified person named Goodwill, who asked, "Who is there? From where have you come? What is your purpose in knocking?" Christian began, "Here is a poor burdened sinner who comes from the city of destruction. But more importantly, I am going to Mount Zion, the celestial city, so that I may be delivered from the wrath to come. Therefore, sir, since I have been informed that the way to my destination is through this gate, I would like to know if you are willing to let me enter." "I am willing with all my heart," said Goodwill, and at that he immediately opened the gate. Now, as Christian was stepping through the gate, he was quite surprised when suddenly Goodwill pulled him through. In seeking an explanation for this forceful manner, Christian was told, "Just a little distance outside this gate, a strong castle has been built, and its captain is named Beelzebub. From there, both he and his army shoot arrows at those who seek entrance at the gate, endeavoring to slay pilgrims before they pass through." "Then," said Christian, "I rejoice and tremble." So when the pilgrim was fully inside, Goodwill asked him, "Who directed you to come this way?" Christian said, "Evangelist exhorted me to come this way and knock at the gate, just as I did. He further told me that you, sir, would tell me what I must do next." "An open door is set before you," said Goodwill, "and no man can shut it." "Now I begin to reap the benefits of my hazards," said Christian. "But how is it that you have come alone?" asked Goodwill. Christian replied, "Because none of my neighbors saw their danger as I saw mine." "Did any of them know of your coming?" asked Goodwill. "Yes, my wife and children were the first to notice my departure," replied Christian, "and they called out for me to return home. Also, some of my neighbors cried out as a group for me to come back. But I put my fingers in my ears and continued on my way." "But did none of them follow you to persuade you to go back?" asked Goodwill. "Yes," replied Christian, "both obstinate and pliable. But when they realized that their arguments had not been successful, Obstinate turned back in a rage, though Pliable did come with me for a short while." "But why did he not persevere even to this place?" asked Goodwill. "Quite frankly," said Christian, "we did press on together, that is, until we came to the Slough of Despond, into which we both suddenly tumbled. At that point my neighbour Pliable was immediately discouraged and refused to go on any further. As a result, he drew himself out of the mire on that side which was nearest to his house. He then told me that I would possess the brave country alone on his behalf. So he went back to the direction of Obstinate, and I proceeded forward to this gate." How sad it is concerning Pliable, in that he had such little appreciation of the heavenly glory to come, so much so that he did not consider it worth encountering a few hazards and difficulties to obtain it, bemoaned Goodwill. "Yes," replied Christian, This account concerning Pliable is sadly true, though the truth with regard to myself is really no different. It is a fact that Pliable returned to his own house, but I also carnally yielded to the persuasive arguments of Mr. Worldly Wiseman, and consequently turned aside toward the way that leads to death. Oh, inquired Goodwill, did he prey upon you as well? Did he beguile you by offering relief and ease by means of Mr. Legality? You know they are both cheats. But did you pay attention to his advice? Yes, Christian admitted. I went ahead as far as I did to find Mr. Legality. That is, until I feared that the mountain that lies beside his house would fall upon my head. And so for this reason I was forced to stop. That mountain has been the death of many, and will be the death of many to come. It is just as well you escaped, lest it dash you to pieces, warned Goodwill. Why, to be truthful, admitted Christian, I do not know what would have become of me there had not Evangelist arrived at just the right time, when I was feeling sorry for myself and so miserably depressed. But it was the mercy of God that he came to me again, for otherwise I would never have come to this place. Nevertheless, I have come, unworthy as I certainly am, and more deserving of death by means of that mountain than the privilege of standing before my Lord to talk with him. But oh, what a gracious privilege it is for me to gain entrance here. We do not object to any entering here, stated Goodwill, notwithstanding all that they have done in the past. In no way are they cast out. Therefore, my good Christian, walk a little distance with me, and I will instruct you about the way ahead that you must pursue. Look just ahead of you. Do you see this narrow way and how it goes ahead of us? Then that is the way along which you must go. It was established by the patriarchs, prophets, Christ and his apostles. It is as straight a way as it is possible to find. That is the way that you must go. But are there no turnings or windings or detours by means of which a stranger can lose his way? Inquired Christian. Yes, replied Goodwill. There are many side paths that attach to this narrow way, and they are crooked and wide. But you must distinguish the right way from that way which is wrong by observing that it is straight and narrow. Then I saw in my dream that Christian further asked Goodwill if he was able to help him take off the burden remaining on his back, since it seemed impossible to remove without assistance. Goodwill advised that he should be content to bear this load until he came to the place of deliverance further ahead. Then the burden would fall from off his back by itself. So Christian began to gird up his loins and seriously pay attention to the journey before him. Goodwill then told him that when he had travelled some distance from the gate, he would come to the house of the interpreter. Having knocked at the door, there he would be shown excellent things. At this, Christian said farewell to Goodwill, who in turn commended him God speed.